It's 6 a.m., cool and still dark. The faraway spotlight in the sound is the beginning of a new day. As the eastern landscape brightens up, the western landscape becomes a sea of sheep. Where one goes, they all go. 450 ewes and their month-old lambs being patiently coaxed to a corral for a health check and preparation for a summer on the range.
Well, you gotta, they're earmarking, you're docking the tails, and also castrating all the buck lambs.
Volunteer Braden Jensen, who grew up on a sheep ranch, describes it as a flashback reality check.
We did a little bit of this growing up, quite a bit of this growing up. This is how my springs were spent until the sheep were turned out onto the range. It's nice to get out in the field, actually, right next to the producers, and to have a reality check.
For Phil and Harry Soulen, today's docking is one of about a half dozen they will do this spring. Phil has been docking lambs for over 80 years. His job today is to mark each lamb.
How'd this one go for you?
Went good. There are 2 half bands now are marked here, and about 2 weeks they'll mix them together to be 1,000 head. 1,053, I think, is what the count is going to be.
The docking crew will process over 250 lambs in about 3 hours. Each person has a specific duty which makes the event run like a fine-tuned engine. A part of owner and crew boss Harry Soulen's job is the counting of new lambs. His method is simple: count the tails.
It's been a pretty good spring. We could use a little more moisture now, a little less wind, but all in all, it's been a pretty good spring, and we're starting into work the lambs and anxious to work the next several bands and see where we're at with our total lamb numbers. But yeah, I'm optimistic. We're planning on a good year.
As the bands of sheep are put together for a summer on the range, the Soulen's concerns now turn to predator control. Phil says wolves and coyotes are not the only sheep killers.
Bear, cougar, raven, haven't been the eagles so much as it used to be. Eagle, both white and bald. Eagle, we've had work on them. Human predators aren't too much of a factor anymore.
Idaho ranks 7th in the U.S. in sheep production with 250,000 head raised annually. For the Voice of Idaho Agriculture, I'm Steve Ritter.